to the issue of a year Goldbod. Sammy Gyamfi, yes, still I yes, say Ghana to me be a new hope. So soon will be a song to good mray. And when I have made a legitimate argument, an argument that is absolutely clear, I'm a young Kofobi say, well, more educated on the law, simply because medicine, the church, so for life, for any force of volunteers here. So they say they're educating me on the law. So my argument and say yes, under section 26 and 27 there is licensing of aggregators. So because we are licensed here, automatically that licensing transcends into so we agent of the state or Kotogodaba. How did we get here? Does the Goldbod Act allows for licensing of aggregators? Yes. Does the Act allows for a year funding, handing over the state money to aggregators? No. Does he allow them so by turning them into a purchasing agent of the Republic? No. The law is loud, the law is clear, and the law is binding. Only this section 3, as section 3 is stating the core function of Goldbod, which is non-delegable. Because man farm a client can't you think you know the law more than I do? Section 3.2 says automatically, also Goldbod has the sole authority to purchase and sell gold from miners other than any large scale mining. Very clear, very unambiguous. It's a sole authority. It means an exclusive jurisdiction. It means non-transferable jurisdiction. It's a Goldbod into me appointing any private company say on Congoto. Almost a section 26-27. It is a material quafifa, near say Ashanti Aguna, you see, we are moise. Men a metonwa, a wonyina, will be any to Miss Watonwa. Will be any to Miss Watonwa. It is the idea of license, and I said, and I'm saying, men on metonwa, and mean to me, uncle, yeah, your friend say, uncle, sister, one by myself, and tea. Yes, any hair. You could feel say, can you make me as a son one be able? No problem. What was this a bit bad? Better. The difference between Okwasi Sebiba and Meto, which is licensing, and the entire license under section 26 and 27, is for regulatory purposes, regulatory function. It does not automatically transcend into a physical and also a financial function. It is a kofio says or kwakoshe bi dia bremia. Enu nyame masebe. The only reason I license is the modalities within which you operate is and one hour of Fabano. Someone essay yet and essay it's a licensing for by regulatory of activities within the space. But the very moment I may mean bottom Sicadia smoke of yours as a coffee, it creates what we call a principal and agent relationship, for which liability will lie in the event that there is any encumbrances. And I sit there and I make a coherent argument to this effect, and you tell me so until the air question I say. But yes, we bet me a license will be. Who can fish a biba metal? Who call your ribbon metal now? Who can also be a yakron for you, sick of a quama, and family home. Because my family come. But the very moment I be taking state in this Kabia will be said, when the Kotobran, if there is any encumbrances, liability will lie on the state. Was meant to Yasi. Won't Yasi again to Yasi? When the law wanted to fund any activity within the Goldbod Act, Section 3.1e was very clear on who gets funding. It says that it shall provide funding for small-scale miners in the form of equipment. The act is very direct. It supports miners, not aggregators, not middlemen, not politically selected companies. So nobody should come and sit here and say we do not understand it because as Section 26 and 27 says licensing. But once Gyamfi said there is no license in this country, and who gets the benefit of aggregators because the law did not contemplate funding of aggregators. It is the creation of Sammy Gyamfi and the Goldbod, which is an illegality, which is a crime being perpetrated on the people. Section 25.2 talks about funding for minors, not you can't say. And you tell me so until the year can I say. What kind of arrogance of power is this? Because we do not go around behaving like bourgeois class, some disappointed Europeans who speak all the big English. What nonsense I remember that it was very clear on who is a beneficiary. Minus. It does not need any interpretation. Funds are supposed to, if in the contemplation of the framers of the act, they wanted to fund aggregators, they would have been very direct and very clear underfunded. When Goldbod gives our money to an aggregator before the gold is delivered, that is no support, that is no policy, that is illegality. That is more dear, Brophony and Denny Raman for as though as a minimum Diani Hawaii. Lord, my uncle was a lawyer. That is not the purpose for me entering into law school.
Eligibility criteria for the aggregator license in 2025. That is why Bower Rock is the only person as at now to have been licensed as an aggregator of the Goldbod. But that license application and approval process that the board of Goldbod, the governing board of Goldbod does, not Sammy Gyamfi as CEO. Sammy Gyamfi as CEO and management only recommends. The board grants approval for aggregator license. That process is an ongoing process. It has not terminated. So today we can have one aggregator. Tomorrow we may have zero because we can even revoke his license or suspend his license. Tomorrow we can have 10 because 10 people can meet our eligibility criteria. So people say, Bawa is the only one buying gold. They don't understand. They lack information. We have 900 licensed buyers, all of whom buy gold. Then they say, why is he only the aggregator? He's the only aggregator because he's the only one who has met the eligibility criteria. Let me tell you something. When we say an aggregator, what do people understand by that? There is nothing, there is no license in Ghana that enjoys the benefits of an aggregator license. Some say, and yeah, that is why Bower is the only person as of now.
There is no license in this country that enjoys the benefit of an aggregator license. So NPA license will be and NPA and the finance many panel. How does licensing automatically transcend into financing? The only reason it is so under Goldbod is because it is a creation of Sammy Gyamfi and the Goldbod, which is an illegality. I'm making argument to where to work. Before I make the argument, I have looked at comprehensively what the law says. If within the ambit of the law wanted to sort of fund you, go back. Within the purview of the law, if the law wanted to fund aggregators, the law would have been very direct. Sammy Gyamfi and go for create a system where no magic and you say, Mabeka said, yeah, Goldbod, yes, Goldbod doesn't send anybody to Kotobreme. Or license, so wow, now everybody am at all. Just so the young fire is come out. It will be true. Because licensing is just a regulatory function and your finance and your pay. Some of them much embra with Jina so this come a year will be full so go to Adiamre. In the event to class, who will be co-contractor? And Brano was very clear, so who will be co-contractor? So any panel publish it, and yet the requirements in the Gazette. Where is the Gazette? Where are they published? Where published terms within the law, the way section 27(2). It tells you where is it? Where is the legal basis for giving state money to aggregators? Does it exist? You have some question where you ask the question of Bank of Ghana and the Goldbod no say. Amemo kan kaya mubu no na meme ntiase na wana ntiase. Amemo no amubu amemo kan kaya because me bana me begin komo. Na nkeke kaburo funti. Mosi momo trim amemo no ase cheme. Amemo be na ntiase. I chose to go down to the level of the people by using the analogy of a Goro boy. Because that is what social life for the ntiase. you, Goldbod, wanted to enter into any such agreement, Section 42 says that for transparency's sake, you must publish the agreement to the Ghanaian people. As it stands, the agreement in a way. Whatever work agreement in a way. We are so strong because Sammy Gyamfi ban a year show your cocoa year a year research near the Amasa Gyamfi. That's Sammy Gyamfi at trouble. He is the communications officer of the NDC. Or that shows they pull out all manner of resources and research near the Amano. No, that's not what or a 2 years old and a Sammy Gyamfi bay to a 10-year massive a check at the Chief River. And never been on just and never been what just here. So PMMC model na will run here. In Section 75 was very direct and very clear. So by the coming into force of the Goldbod Act, Section 75 says that there is a repeal of the PMMC Act. So anything you do that seeks to rest on the model of PMMC is illegitimate and illegality. I'm a trying to come from Timothy one thing your man why I can say. Never been a boy I'm in Jazzy. In contemplation of Parliament, or more passing Marano, or more Ankasi can come here. When you journey arrogance of power, saying, fine, you could see, because the law is very clear on this. Licensing aggregators is legal, yes, but delegating the state purchasing authority to the aggregators is illegal. Financing aggregators is illegal. Creating a principal agent relationship between the two is illegal. The arrogance of power na mo nya tumi kakra mo be se mo tde mo ye nyina ase ya ye tie kire ne ye tie ase ade na mo ya ye tie ase Sammy Gyamfi to us wa chi Goldbod for munchire
48 hours after announcing the end of a grace period for foreign nationals in the gold trade, Goldbod is cracking down. CEO Sammy Gyamfi says some foreign traders have defied the directive, and now a 10-man Chinese syndicate operating from a private residence in Asankrigwa has been busted.
10 of them who were hiding somewhere in Asankrigwa in the western region, were hiding in a private residence. So we got gold of about 1.3 kg. We got cash of about 1.3 million. So what they do is that they convert the money into casino cars. Casino cars we got, these are not all. We have a lot of them. These are not all. And when you see a casino card like this, it is money. And they are so important to them so that the casino cars were in the two safes, two huge safes that we can make available to you for you to photograph. And these are the pieces of the gold bars that we got from them. You can see that for them to have been able to convert the gold into this form, it means that they have a foundry.
Yes, Sammy Gyamfi, Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi say away. Anyone who teach you away. Sammy Gyamfi that do way by say Goldbod uncovers gold smuggling syndicate. And what hey Mumusa no. Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi says any power with 3 suspected gold smugglers arrested omuwa case in Akodre. Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi says national security arrest 25 of illegal gold trade case in Akodre. Sammy Gyamfi no Goldbod no. Ana wa mo atro ha the second quarter report or the buy ana wa atro ha the second quarter report. We should be a actual legal cases in Asia. Also during the quarter, the legal directorate handled 17 criminal cases. Of the 17 criminal cases that were instituted, 12 of them were discontinued. On what basis did they discontinue such cases? On what basis did he discontinue such cases? Oh, yeah, the market for man is you Sammy and now where you buy, Sammy and now where you buy, because you may remember you watch me. I'm so Sammy Gyamfi the uncle Jimmy Bia. But Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi said the reason here for they discontinue cases in the NSA. My dress mummy asun kwa di dinner fire you could see here in a Goldbod na Kwekatechinti. What kind of nonsensical arrogance of power is that? I'm to be a mentee administration, mentee governance, and leadership. I say, simply because I come and sit here and I'm a country. A country because I'm a man for the line up your finest brains within your party, any day, anytime. Not in any rehearsed portfolio. Let them meet me any day, anytime on any topic of their choice. And let's see if any of you will stand my intellectual firepower. You are creating the image say because me country unity. As a more pain and more pain and fire. A big tie, a big bunny. A dear no. A baby. Sammy Gyamfi the co-interviewer. You pull all resources in there. A year, you man know about the class. No, rata. You saw Sammy Gyamfi do a bill. Obey the baby. Then I'm your communications officer of the NDC. And I'm the whole NDC communication machinery behind me. I dear resources na mean pull. On famously, who saw honey and me home. Some of them were intimidating Crofo Krumon. And here John Ramani Mahama, you also walk interview. One fans. A catcher almost what Tim Wagner was say. Effect. Your mama interview. Hey, na money ya range Jum for money be. No ma could you know near budget so. And a year, you can't say stand up. You are doing well. Because in politics, optics really do matter. Yadis kama yujia is when you be in what they call this. Politics, perception is equally important as reality. So if stand up when they go forward the Jomama agentia, what is one of the Jomama agentia? Because in the optics, the people will look at, the people will see and say he is loved. Yenya opportunity nisi baby. Yeah. Si muhunu kwa. Nemo mune yegusu aye biene. Fine. Before some call the main point is the catcher of house and Gyamfi enkano kore. The catcher house and Gyamfi enkano kore. And the last time the catcher said, Munches how would you? Munches how would you?
Has been blocked. He's not allowed to participate in the process. Meanwhile, there is this Mr. Roger Frimpong Kwachi in the Goldbod operations, who also, has a connection with this kind of investigations by the OSP. If you appreciate what I just mentioned, and you have seen this, what's your explanation?
We see these things, but we don't respond because we are very busy people doing an important job for the nation. We don't have to. It's a joke. Listen, Roger Kwache is not licensed by the Goldbod to do anything. He's not a licensee of the Goldbod. Roger Kwache only consults for Bawarok. He works with Bawarok.
Okay, so
now this Roger Kwache.
So hold on. Sammy Gyamfi was the said Roger Kwache. The so-called Roger Kwache works for Bawarok. The so-called Roger Kwache, he works for Bawarok. And this same Roger Kwache, you are mature. And because he calmly submits what he submits, and then the same Roger Kwache, Sammy Gyamfi says, on count,
is managing director for a company called Goldstrom. And Goldstrom was one of the aggregators under MIF's Gold for Reserve program. They were giving money. By the end of 2024, MIF wrote a demand letter to them that they had some outstanding payments to make. The company has paid MIF in full. And I've seen acknowledgement letters from MIF showing that Goldstrom has paid. Now, that one employee of the company is consulting for Bawarok, and that is an issue. A company that has not committed a crime, a company that is not under investigation, is not being prosecuted, has settled all his bills to MIF, and you're saying that its employee cannot work for a private company. So it is not as if Roger Kwache even works for the Goldbod or is licensed by the Goldbod. He has done nothing. That guy is a great resource. When you want to talk to somebody about gold trading in Ghana, is one of the go-to persons. And I think that people should just stop this attitude of running people down with lies. It doesn't help anybody. But okay.
Sammy Gyamfi a with confidence. Sammy Gyamfi said the said Roger Kwacheno when you're part of a Goldbod and or you're consultant for Barrow. Just so you know there is a syndicate to steal from the people. This is a finance ministry. Inaugurating the technical team of your friend is Goldbod. Roger Kwachi na Esha Asiahi. Roger Kwachi, the finance team, a technical team of Goldbod. Roger Kwachi and the D Esha Asia. And then Sammy Gyamfi said Roger Kwachi and Yajmama Goldbod. Such a character, you trust him? Where my joy online report? Roger Kwachi did Esha Asia as part of the technical team of Goldbod. And the same person now, a technical team member of Goldbod, is also consulting for Bar Rock. Is that no conflict of interest? You pay money, you are falling in love with your oppressors to the point that when we are drawing your attention, say, you are being oppressed in a very nice way. But see, na Sammy Gyamfi wo twa motro kwa mu so twa motro. Sammy Gyamfi said Roger Kwachi enye part of wanya Mama Goldbod no consult ma Barrow. Meanwhile, this same Sammy Gyamfi, Roger Kwachi was share no finance ministry aboni dey so a part of a technical team of Goldbod. And no more see be money. Now, no person be money dia. With them public announcement, Madama. We ran Ubiana Mameku. Ran Ubiana Mameku. Only Mekua Yawa Semwa. Because they make a Biani and Ukre. The Tuna Mekua Yawa Semwa. Only Mekua, Jomama Baye or Jinchia.